So a guy asked me today why so many radios. Yeah. I thought about it for a minute. I really seriously thought about the question. Yeah, why so many? Well, I guess it's because no radio does exactly what I want it to do. And some of them I've just bought because they're a really good deal. That's the other bad part. I also like to work on them. So sometimes I'll buy a broken radio for really cheap. And then you can't sell them around here very easily. So these two radios here are a pretty good example. I went to go buy the one down below. The guy had both of them, and they were both in really crappy condition. And the twin PBT knob snapped off on this. And I got them both for $700. They sell for $700 for one. But this radio here, I didn't really want, but it does 100 watts. It does 100 watts on 2 meters, and that's what I use it for. I don't really use it for anything else. When I used to have it inside the house, I used it for HF because it's actually a really good HF radio with a really good traditional style automatic antenna tuner. These are the kind of radios that don't use a bunch of relays for the tuner. They use a motor, and it, has variable capacitors, so it's like uses a certain amount of relays to switch in some inductors, but basically it's a relay switched, motor controlled differential T tuner, more or less. But they work a lot better than most radios. So I probably could get by with just those two. Those are really cool. But I don't really care for the band scope on it. So it is a live band scope. It is a dual watch radio, the bottom one. So this radio here, just something, a friend gave me that radio for free. And it works, and it doesn't really do anything special for me. It's kind of cool. It's an old collectible. So I guess, yes, I'm a collector, apparently. So then this is my FT102, and this radio I like because it does almost 200 watts. It has a 12 BY7 driver and 360 146s in the finals. And when it came out, it was the cleanest radio as far as IMD is concerned, because it has a negative feedback circuit in the finals. It has exceptionally great audio. The receiver is really good. It's really nice to listen to. They say that the guy that designed the 1000D designed the receiver on this before they did the 1000D. So this came out right before the 1000D. This was Yaesu's last tube hybrid. So it's fun to listen on it, and it's fun to talk on it, and people always give unsolicited reports. So it's a great radio. This one, Hot Water 101, just always wanted one. Bought it for $150. This one here, saw it on QRZ. It was local, wasn't too much money. Needed a little bit of work, and I got it to work, but not great. So that's why that's sitting there. It's more of a look, don't play radio. Here is a 901DM, because it's really a very cool radio, and digital display, 6146s, pretty good power output, really good receiver, great receiver. It's kind of a classic radio throwback to the times when I was a kid and people had stuff like this, so I love it. Still needs some work. So this one here, I just bought it at the Hamfest about 2 weeks ago. I bought it because I like larger style radios, and it's got a pretty good receiver in it. It's got pretty good transmit. If you like to transmit 4K wide, it'll do that. So maybe a little high fidelity ESB. But I got it because it has a lot of knobs, a direct entry keypad, and it's a larger sized radio. So I like that part of it. I do not like the scope on it. The scope is not a live scope. I don't really care for the display at all, really. It's not great. So, then I have a 101 over here that I'm working on. And then I have my 710. And I actually really do like the 710. It's just too small of a radio. So, when I hook the 710 up to the display, it's not bad. It's pretty good. I just wish it was more like this size. But I don't have the money to go buy a 101 or a 7610 or any of those radios. I couldn't see buying the FTDX10 because it's still a pretty small radio. So, those are some of the reasons that I have different radios. These radios here, I don't know why, I just keep buying them. I really like them. They were popular when I was a kid, so, that's just kind of how it works. And then we've got, a file cabinet with some other stuff in here. So, there's the a 101 ZD Mark III. It's really similar to the 901, but it's got some problems. And then there's another 101 down here, and a monitor scope, and the 101 station stuff. And the thing is with this one here is that it's an old Silvertrim early serial. It doesn't have the 160 meter band, but otherwise it works really well. So that is a Parts 102 that I bought pretty cheap locally on Craigslist, and I don't know why I bought it. It works. It just doesn't work completely perfect. Sometimes the relays need to be smacked around. So, and then inside the house I have the 450, which actually I really bought to use mobile. I've got an 891, that's for portable. I've got a G90, that's for portable. So that's pretty much it. I would really like to get a 1000D or 1000 MP Mark V, any of the 200 watt radios, but and then I could run like a pan adapter. So I don't know, if I got rid of everything, what I would probably be using would probably be just this 756 Pro. It's really my favorite radio. So that's my radio collecting.